The Vegas Golden Knights are your Stanley Cup champions of the 2022-2023 season. Today we're going to try and recreate that in NHL 23. We are going to keep simulating the 2022-2023 season until the Vegas Golden Knights are your Stanley Cup champions. And to spice things up a bit, we're actually going to be putting Adin Hill and Laurent Brossoit as their two goalies because those are the two they used in the playoffs. Year number one, the team finished with a 41, 29, and 12 record, earning 94 points, finishing 13th in the entire league. Jack Eichel would lead the team in points with 93 and in goals with 45. While Adin Hill had 21 wins, 6 shutouts, a 905 save percentage, and a 3.07 goals against average, with Nathan MacKinnon leading the league in points with 101, while Alex Ovechkin led the league in goals with 60. And we're starting off poor for realism as the Toronto Maple Leafs would win the Stanley Cup after beating the Colorado Avalanche in 6 games in the finals. Not only that, they won a Game 7 against Boston. And the Knights would beat Edmonton in 5 games in the first round, but lose to the Seattle Kraken in 6 games in round number 2. Matthews and Marner both led the league in playoff points with 32, while Matthews led the league in playoff goals with 17. Surprisingly, McKinnon is not the regular season MVP, it's Mikko Rantanen, while Austin Matthews wins the Conn Smythe Trophy. Well, I might be here a while, because in year number 2, Vegas doesn't even make the playoffs. They finished with a 33, a 44, and 5 record, earning 71 points, finishing 31st in the league, literally only better than the Chicago Blackhawks. Eichel led the team in points once again with 70 and in goals with 37. There was no other 20 goal scorer on the team. While Matthews led the league in points with 111, it would be Ovechkin once again leading the league in goals with 59. The Rangers beat Minnesota in 5 games in the finals to lift the Stanley Cup. Kaprizov led the playoffs in points with 28, while it would be Tarasenko leading the playoffs in goals with 15. Matthews is your regular season MVP, while Adam Fox is your Conn Smythe Trophy winner. Attempt number 3, we would squeeze into the final playoff spot with a 41, a 34, and 7 record, earning 89 points. Eichel leading the team in points once again and in goals once again, 75 points, 36 goals. I feel like this part's gonna start getting repetitive, and at that point I'll stop showing it, but Matthews once again led the league in points with 103, but it would be Patrick Laine on top in goals this time with 56. And the Colorado Avalanche are your Stanley Cup champions after sweeping Carolina in the finals. Colorado is also who the Knights lost to in the first round in 5 games, so it's a rough go so far. McKinnon would lead the playoffs in points with 34 and in goals with 12. Connor McDavid is your regular season MVP, and obviously Nathan MacKinnon is your Conn Smythe Trophy winner. I might have to buff Adin Hill because in year number 4, or attempt number 4, a 38, 39, 5 record earns us 81 points, no playoff spot, finishing 28th in the entire league. Eichel leading in points and goals once again for Vegas. Ovi and Matthews tying to lead the league in points with 90, while it would be Pasternak leading the league in goals with 46. The Sim Engine seems to love the Rangers right now as they'd win their 2nd Stanley Cup of the day, beating Winnipeg in 6 games in the finals. And while Scheifele led the league in playoff points, it would be Patrick Kane leading the league in playoff goals with 16. We got Alex Ovechkin winning regular season MVP, and Patrick Kane is your Conn Smythe Trophy winner. Attempt number 5 is our best yet with a 48, 29, and 5 record, earning 101 points. We finished 6th in the entire league. And Eichel hit 50 goals while also getting 92 points. It would be Brad Marchand leading the league in points with 109, while Eichel's 50 goals was good enough to lead the league. And while things were looking pretty promising, squeaking by Nashville in the first round, beating them in 7 games, we beat Seattle in 6 games in the second round, but lose to the Stanley Cup champions, the Winnipeg Jets, in the conference finals in 5 games. We got Nikolai Ehlers leading the league in playoff points with 22, while Anita Ryder led the league in playoff goals with 12. Nathan MacKinnon's name is very much up there with 8 goals in 11 games. He finished 3rd in the league. Brad Marchand is your regular season MVP, while Nikolai Ehlers wins the Conn Smythe Trophy. Another scorching hot regular season of 46, 25, and 11 record earned us 103 points, tying us for 3rd in the entire league. While Rantanen and Nylander tied to lead the league in points with 94, it would be Austin Matthews leading the league in goals with 52. And the Winnipeg Jets have our number as they'd sweep us in the first round, while the New York Rangers win the Stanley Cup for the 3rd time in 6 attempts after beating the Minnesota Wild in 7 games. And it was a dominant playoffs for Patrick Kane, 32 points and 21 goals, leading the league in both categories. Mikko Rantanen grabs his 2nd Hart Memorial Trophy of the day, and same with Patrick Kane and the Conn Smythe Trophy. Attempt number 7 is a no-go as well. We lose to the Dallas Stars in 5 games in the first round, and the Boston Bruins would beat Dallas in the Stanley Cup Finals in 6 games to lift the cup. I'll still look at the playoff stats for a bit. 30 points for Marchand led the league. He'd also lead the league in playoff goals with 15. Pasternak is your regular season MVP, while Brad Marchand is your Conn Smythe Trophy winner. Attempt number 8 goes the same way. The Boston Bruins are your Stanley Cup champions after beating Winnipeg in 7 games. Hey, we won a round this time. We beat Calgary in 6 games in the first round, but we lose to Vancouver in the second round in 5 games. That one kind of hurts. And David Pasternak is your Conn Smythe Trophy winner. Attempt number 9 sees the Ottawa Senators winning a Stanley Cup before Vegas. They beat Dallas 7 games in the finals. And to make matters worse, we lost to Vancouver again, but this time in the first round. This should be different players for sure. Robertson led the league in playoff points with 28, while DeBrincat led the league in playoff goals with 12. They gave Nathan MacKinnon the Hart Memorial Trophy, and it would be Claude Giroux winning the Conn Smythe Trophy. Attempt number 10, 2 teams that didn't even make the playoffs are in the Stanley Cup Finals, and the Vancouver Canucks win their first Stanley Cup ever, beating Buffalo in 6 games in the finals. And to make matters worse, we didn't even make the playoffs. When it came to playoffs, Cousins led the league in points with 25, while Ovechkin led the league in goals with 13, and he only played 17 games. Ovi is absolutely a menace out here. And it would be Brock Besser taking home the Conn Smythe Trophy. Oh, and McDavid won regular season MVP. I'm gonna stop showing this, honestly, at this point, unless it's a random name. And the temp number 11 sees Boston winning the cup once again. Vancouver back in the Stanley Cup Finals, because that makes total sense. We lost in the first round to Colorado in 5 games. I think I'm gonna do one more attempt like this, and then I'm gonna give the game a little bit of help. Shout out to McKinnon once again dominating. 12 games played, tied for second in the playoffs with 10 goals. It would be Pasternak winning the Conn Smythe Trophy. In attempt 12, we almost see Vancouver in the finals once again. Luckily, it doesn't happen. Florida actually makes it for the first time, but just like real life, they lose this time to Colorado in 5 games. We had the games right. We just had the wrong opponent for Florida, I guess. It should have been us, but instead we lost to Edmonton in the first round in 6 games. Yeah, we're gonna give the game a little bit of help. I don't know if it's gonna matter. It's still probably gonna take a lot of attempts. I feel like I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, giving the game a lifeline. But for attempt number 13, I figured Aiden Hill had such a great playoff run. Why not buff him from an 82 all the way up to a 92 and see if that helps at all? Yeah, that didn't help at all. As you can see, we didn't even make the playoffs, and the LA Kings beat the New York Rangers in the finals. 4 games to lift the Stanley Cup. Now I was gonna move on without even showing the Conn Smythe Trophy, but Trevor Moore won it, so I figure I should let you know that. This is really starting to make me go insane. We blew a 3-1 series lead in round number 1 against Calgary in our 14th attempt. And the Dallas Stars are your Stanley Cup champions after beating Boston 4 games in the finals. I feel like I might as well keep looking at the Conn Smythe Trophy throughout the video. We got Wyatt Johnston winning it this year. Attempt number 15, give it up for attempt number 15. It's just as bad as every other attempt. We lost to Vancouver again, and to make matters worse, they made it to the finals again as well, but they would lose to Boston, which is pretty realistic. And it's another David Pasternak Conn Smythe Trophy. And attempt number 16 is no better either, as we wouldn't even make the playoffs, and the Carolina Hurricanes would beat Colorado in the finals in 5 games. Attempt number 17, Colorado sweeps Carolina in the finals to lift the Stanley Cup, while Vegas would beat Calgary in the first round in 5 games, but lose to Edmonton in 6 games in round number 2. And Nathan MacKinnon is your Conn Smythe Trophy winner. Attempt number 18, we were 1 win away from our first Stanley Cup Finals appearance. We just gotta beat Colorado in Game 7. No pressure, right? Period number 1, 2-1 Colorado. Yeah, hate to see it. Period number 2, 4-2 Vegas. There we go. 2 big goals for Roy. We just gotta survive 20 more minutes, which shouldn't be too hard. And before I could even finish that sentence, they tie the game. 2 goals by Nichushkin. Why not? We do not win this game. I'm gonna be so upset. It looks like we're going to go to over. Never. Why do I even talk? Why do I even try to talk? We lose 6-4. I was about to say 5-4, but of course, so sorry, 7-4. Because why not? What even was that? And of course, Colorado won once again, beating Boston in 6 games in the finals. We had a great run going. We even beat Vancouver this time, but it didn't matter. And someone please tell Colorado to mess off, as they'd win again this time in 7 games in the finals, beating Carolina. This is attempt number 19. We lost in the second round in 5 games to LA. We've been losing in the second round in 5 games a lot, it seems. You know what that means? We're going to attempt 20, and it's only up from here, right? No. But attempt number 20, this is the first time that a player not named Jack Eichel is on top of Vegas in points. It was Chandler Stevenson with 65. Not like it made a difference, because we lost in the first round to Edmonton in 7 games, and Winnipeg won again, beating the Rangers in 5 games in the finals. Well, friends, it took 21 attempts, but the Vegas Golden Knights are finally in the Stanley Cup Finals. They're playing against the Boston Bruins. Would have been very cool if it was against Florida, but I knew that wasn't going to happen. We're getting a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Finals. Is it finally Vegas' time? For my sanity, I hope it is. Period number 1 is 1-0 Vegas. We love it. Jack Eichel with the only goal. Period number 2, though, McAvoy is going to tie the game. We're going to a very crucial period number 3. Nobody's scoring, and I opened my mouth and something bad didn't happen finally, so that's a good sign, right? 4 minutes remaining now. 3, 2, 1, and we're getting some overtime action. What's Barbashev got? He's got space. He finds Stone and Eichel. There it is. score! Finally! They waved it off! Are you kidding me? I mean, that he touched him. He did touch him. This might be the most heartbreaking thing to ever happen in this channel's history. It's a no goal. Big face-off win. Big strip by Marcia, so he's gone. Breakaway. Please do this for me. What was that? Man didn't even try. And now Pasternak's gonna come the other way. I know how this story ends. Finds Bergeron. He's alone in front. What a save, Aiden Hill, you legend. We got Marchessault up the boards. He just got curb stomped, bro. And he's still not up. He was literally on the ice for so long. It's fine. He's up now. He has the puck again. We move. Don't get hit again, though. There's injuries off, and you're still going to get injured at this rate. Here it is. Jack, you had it. Open net, and you didn't bury. Like, I can't believe this man had the whole net and didn't backhand it. Unbelievable. What a pass. What a...
Emotional, damn it!
Of course that's how it ends. Why wouldn't it be something like that? I can't even look at them celebrating. I'm turning it off. Here's a look at the whole playoff tree for those who care. We're gonna try a couple more tries, but my God, this hurts. Year number 22, Toronto is winning again, beating the Dallas Stars in 6 games in the finals, while we're busy losing in the first round to LA in 5 games. We're getting no progress. Attempt number 23 sees a first round exit for Vegas as they lose to Colorado in 5 games. And then the LA Kings would win the Stanley Cup after beating Carolina in 7 games in the finals. Attempt number 24, we're once again 1 win away from the Stanley Cup. We're once again against Boston in the Stanley Cup finals. This time we have 2 games to work with. Team number 6, Stanley Cup finals, first period, no score. Second period, 1-0 Boston. And Marchand's gonna score at the start of the second to give them a 2-0 lead. Marchessault gets one back though, and then Mark Stone ties it. One more, come on. We gotta get that momentum going, and then Krejci will score, and then Smith will score. This third period is bananas. Don't give me another overtime. I don't know if I can handle that one. At least this one isn't an elimination game for us yet. 3, 2, 1, overtime is happening once again. Barbashev out the corner there. They did it finally, and it was Jack Eichel. Make it snappy. I can rest. That overtime went for at least 10 minutes, real time, with not even counting the whistles. Alex Pietrangelo is your Conn Smythe winner, 22 points, gets 7 goals. Smiling with fake Gary Bettman. You'll love to see it. Well, he's not really smiling now that I look at him. At this point, I wouldn't be either. They've been stuck in purgatory the whole time, simming the same season over and over and over again. And Mark Stone will also shake fake Gary Bettman's hand. He'll take the cup. He will skate away. And as is tradition, we do have to see who he passes it off to. We should hoist the cup next, Mark Stone. Who you got? Alec Martinez? He's gonna do it, isn't he? Phil the Thrill would be pretty funny, too. He gives it to the overtime hero, Jack Eichel. You gotta respect it. I mean, IRL undefeated in playoff series. In this game, absolutely not the case. I mean, this is technically their only season, because we've just been replaying the 2022-2023 season, so it does check out. And Jack Eichel would lead Vegas in the playoffs in points with 23 and in goals with 12, just like he did in every single regular season almost. His 12 goals were good enough to lead the entire league, but his points were not good enough as McKinnon had 27 to lead the league in playoff points. Well, I'd love to say that that was a fun time, but it sure was not. Definitely lasted a lot longer than I thought it was going to. 24 seasons, or 24 attempts of the same season for Vegas to finally win the cup in NHL 23. That is going to be it for me today. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.